Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. This is Dee from D&D Gardening, and I want to show you how I store fresh squash that I have taken off of, well, that I've harvested. So let's go. Now, I know that some people don't peel their squash, but I do. So what I'm going to do right now is fill this pot up with water and start it to boiling so I can blanch the squash. And then I have my bowl full of ice that I can cool it down in quickly. So I'm going to add water to this and put it next to where I'm boiling the squash. That way, as soon as I take it out, I can just dump it into the ice water. But I need to add water to the ice. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, now that's done, I am going to peel my squash. And I know I have a backwards way of doing it than most people. I kind of start at the, I don't peel it towards me, I peel it away from me. But, you know, either way it goes, it still gets peeled. Now it gets a little slippery once you're touching the actual flesh of the squash. So you have to, just like it just squished out of my hand there. You got to get a good grip on it. All right, there's one down and 3 more to go. Trying to get away from me. All right, now that I have that peeled, I'll throw those away in just a second. I am going to wash my hands, even though I'm getting ready to touch the squash again. Now I need to get a bowl that I'm going to put the squash in. Well, actually, a colander. So now, let's see. I should be doing this on a different cabinet, but I like being close to the sink. So I need to move my light so I can pull my cutting board down to me. And I'll just leave it like that. Okay, colander. I've got my colander. And what I'm going to do is, as I cut the squash, I'm just going to put it in there. Make sure you get a sharp knife. I don't know, this one is my favorite. I don't know why I cut everything with this knife. And you want to cut them into, well, I cut them. You can cut them any way you'd like. You can cut them horizontally and just do each half, but I like to cut mine into like little 1/2-inch rounds. Or maybe a little smaller. And then I put them in there and repeat until you have them all sliced. Well, I'm just gonna wash them all. All right, I hear my water boiling. So it is almost, as soon as I get these done, I can get them over to the water. Now, they're all cut and looking absolutely beautiful. So now we're going to take them over to the stove. Okay, the water is boiling and I don't think I have a slotted spoon that's big enough to hold that, but we'll work it out. Now I'm going to take my squash and put them in this boiling water, and then I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes as soon as I get the squash in there, or once the last piece of squash is in there, then I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes. I hope I didn't fill the pan up too much with water. But either way, they got in there. Yay! So now I'm just going to push them down so that they all get wet. And I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes. Don't know if you can see that. All right, we're at 1.5 minutes. And that's all we have left to go. One minute left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, turn the fire off Get the bowl as close to it as you can. I know I'm going to drip on it anyway, but I don't care. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. I need to buy a larger slotted spoon. All right, now they're in the cold water, and what that does is it stops the cooking process. So now that that is in there, I am going to get rid of my hot water. Then I'm going to take the squash that's in the bowl and strain it with my colander. So let me move you back into position. And all I'm going to do is take my strainer and put it in the sink while I pour out the squash. And there is the squash that is ready for vacuum sealing. I almost forgot what it was. So I'm going to have to spread these out as best as I can and put them somewhere, maybe pat them down with paper towels just to get some of the excess moisture off of them. So they can dry just a little. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you. Because I don't necessarily have anywhere that it can dry, I took out the first shelf in my oven. And I am going to line it with foil on the bottom. That's going to be in between the grates. And then paper towel. Well, I didn't tear that one right. But that's okay. It will still serve its purpose. So now I'm going to take each squash and set them down like this. One by one. One's trying to sneak out. Now, there may be a better way of doing this. I could probably go on and seal them, vacuum seal them moist like this, because I know you can vacuum seal moist things or moist food, but I just want these to be just a little more dry. And you have to be a little careful because they are very delicate at this stage because they've just been boiled. I'm going to make them fit. Now that they are on the paper towel, I am going to take another paper towel and just put it on top. And cover them like this. That way any excess moisture is going to be absorbed by the paper towel. And I'm going to leave this in the oven. Now, I'm not turning the oven on. That's just the biggest place that I can put my squash to semi-dry. So I'm going to put them in the oven for about an hour, and then we'll come back and vacuum seal them. I forgot to turn the dang mic on. Okay, focus. There we go. All right, now we're back. An hour has passed, and I am going to take the squash out of the oven that have just been sitting there drying. The oven has not been turned on, and I will bring out the squash so I can show you how I vacuum seal it. So I am going to take the paper towel off the top, and it is wet. Set that there. Okay, there are several settings on my vacuum sealer, and what I'm going to do right now is cut a bag to size, and they all come on this roll. So I'm just going to put that there. And however long I think I need the bag to, or however big I think the bag needs to be, I'm just going to stop it there and then cut it. I hit the button by accident. Oh my goodness. It's kind of hard when you're trying to show somebody how you do it versus just doing it, you know? All right, let's see it. There we go. And now I've cut the bag. And I'll have to seal this end closed so nothing escapes. And then I just put them in these red markers, like so, and then close it up. And then just hit seal. And just like that, I've got a seal. Oh, my battery light's flashing. Let me switch over. Okay. Now that I have a fresh battery in here, now you can see the seal. You see that little line right there? That's the seal. So now I'm going to slide that over, grab my squash, and I'm going to start putting it in the bag. Now it's still quite moist, but it's dry enough for me to put it in the bags. And the vacuum sealer has no problem sealing. I just have to seal it twice. And this is a lot of squash. That's going in this bag. Now I don't want it stacked too much because I want to make sure that all of the air gets sucked out. You know, they would prefer you do it in a layer, just one layer, but that's a lot of bags. So I'm going to just do the best I can at getting these in here without leaving too many gaps. And by the way, my hands are clean. Just so you know. My hands stay dry because they're always in water doing something. Try to squeeze the little ones at the back. And we're doing good. This was the right size of bag to cut because I want to make sure I leave enough space at the top for the seal. Now let's move this out of the way. Alrighty. Now, kind of shake it a little to try to get them to go down to the bottom. But this is our bag of squash. Now I'm going to let up the top, and let's zoom in if I can. And it's the same with sealing. All I have to do is take my bag, put the ends in these little guides, make sure there are no wrinkles, let it down. I know it's grabbed a hold of it when I hear that click. And now we're going to vacuum seal it. So there's a button that says vacuum seal. That's what I'm hitting. Now, because it's liquid in here, I should have put it on moist. And I'm going to, because it didn't seal it the first time, I have to press it twice. And it's because it's moist. See, it's not sealed. So, let me get out the excess moisture that's in here. So it doesn't interfere with my vacuum sealing. Let me get a paper towel. All right, same thing. Put them back in the guides. Let down until I hear the click. And now that I have it on moist food, I'm going to vacuum seal. And now I'm going to hit seal one more time. First I need to make sure that there's still a little air in here. It's too moist to seal. No! You see all this moisture coming out of here? You know, it's only doing this because I'm recording. The last time I vacuum sealed squash, I didn't have these problems. All right. Make sure everything's dry as can be. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna do this again. It's not sealing. Okay. Oh, I think it did seal. No, it didn't. Okay, I think because my food is way too wet, it is not wanting to seal. And it's sad. It's making me angry. Trying to dry it off as best I can, but the way I'm going to fix this is I'm going to put a bag in a bag. I shouldn't have to do this, but it's kind of forcing me to. So I'm going to take this bag and fold it just like this, and then I'm going to stick this whole bag inside this bag. Like that. Now I'm going to seal it. Let's hope this works. Fingers crossed. Now that worked. Perfectly sealed squash. After all that trouble. Okay, so now I'm going to put today's date on it. Today is June 12th. So I'm going to take my marker and I am going to write the date on it. Don't know if you can see the date, but there you have it. And now this goes in the freezer. All right, so that is it for today's video. I just wanted to show you how I vacuum seal all of my vegetables that I've harvested so I can put them in the freezer so they can last a long time. And if I'm not mistaken, that squash in that bag will last for at least a year while it's vacuum sealed. So that means I can have squash anytime I want. And I love squash, my husband loves squash, so hey, that's perfect for us. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel, and share it with someone that you think may be interested in becoming a gardener and things like that. I will be adding more videos as far as what I cook with the vegetables and how to cook them, so stay tuned for those, but those will be coming in the future. So again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon on the next one. Take care.